All right, so today is Friday, the 17th of January, 2025. We're having a morning session analysis. That's a pre-London session analysis. Today, there are just two fundamental events for today. One in the morning, one in the afternoon. Now, the one in the morning is coming up by 8 a.m., which is roughly some 45 minutes from now. And that's coming in from the United Kingdom, the retail sales. Let's look briefly at what this news is all about. So we say this news measures the change in the total value of inflation adjusted sales at the retail level, and actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. Now this news is an important economic indicator, in the UK, and the fact is that right from the beginning of the week, the pound has actually been trending downwards against major currencies, and that's because it's been influenced by several economic factors, you know, and this continued the entire week. And one of the reasons is because the UK is facing economic challenges, which has been reflected in the declining value of the pound and many other factors. So other global factors are also affecting the pound, you know, like the significant external deficit of the United Kingdom is also affecting the pound and making the pound to sell more. That's why there has been, constant selling of pound. It even started last week and it continued this week. Also, rising oil prices, as in crude oil, price of crude oil rising is equally making the pound to depreciate. Now, we really don't have a clear-cut, fundamental, prediction as to what will happen with these retail sales. But then on the technical angle, we can look at some possibilities. All right, Paulo Bass is saying I can't hear anything at all. Is that the same with everybody? Please, if you
No,
can
I'm
hear me,
hearing.
you can
Yeah,
hear
I'm
me.
hearing.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Paulo Bassi, let me just type so that they can see. Paulo Bassi, please check your device. So, Paulo Bassi, please check your device. Others can hear me clearly. Farouk Olamide, you said no. I'm not getting what you're saying. Are you saying you can hear me? You cannot hear me because you just typed a no to that. Let me know. It's only Paul that is signifying. Others can hear me clearly. All right. So, like I said, so there has been a lot of decline in the pound for many reasons. Global oil of crude, global price of crude oil. Thank you, Timothy Bayo. Thank you. You are hearing me clearly. So, like I said, we're not really certain of how this outcome will be, but then we will look at what we normally look at, which is on the technical side, because on the technical side, a lot of the pound PS seems to be completely oversold. So, if the data comes out good for the pound, based on technicals, we may be looking at an opportunity to buy the pound pairs, and I'll give you the specific ones, to look out for. All right, so that's just my own outlook for this news. The forecast is 0.4%. Previous was 0.2. Then the forecast is 0.4%, and we're waiting for the actual. So if the actual comes out greater than the forecast, that is above 0.4%, we'll be looking at buying the pound. And if the actual, however, comes out less than the forecast, less than 0.4%, we may be looking at selling the pound. But for now, I want to hold on to the positive side of it, pending any other change in the market. So for the dollar news, it's a medium impact event. It's a medium impact event and it's coming up in the afternoon, and it may not really move the dollar that much. There could be some kind of quietness in the market today. Don't forget, Monday is going to be a big day globally for the financial market. So there is likelihood of a lot of quietness in the market today as everybody is waiting patiently for what will happen on Monday. And if you don't know what is happening on Monday, I'll tell you, is the inauguration of Donald Trump as the new president of the United States. So you may wonder, how does that really affect the market? It does affect the market. Why? Because currently America remains the number one country with the biggest economy. Is the biggest economy. Secondly, the dollar is the is a currency with the highest trading volume in the financial market. So this event of a change in government is a very big and massive one. And thirdly, America through Donald Trump, let me say Donald Trump specifically, is a pro. crypto president, the first president, especially in the United States, that will support cryptocurrency. And that has been the market is really getting ready for a lot of bullish movements both on the dollar, on the cryptos. So it's really a big day. So there is bound to be quite a lot of quietness in the market today. So I will encourage you today to trade with a lot of caution. Trade with a lot of caution. Market might be slow because when you're having a big event ahead like that, the market tries to be quiet so that we'll know where the market is going before entering some serious trades. But then, so we expect some quietness in the market today. Coupled with the fact that usually on Fridays, market usually on Fridays also can also be unstable. So you can imagine when you have the possibility of a market being unstable, they now have a big event ahead. So I will encourage you to trade with a lot of caution today. All right, so I've given you my view on what to expect from the fundamentals of the pound. I'll flip over now to the technical so that we can see the possibilities, on this instrument. Now, the pound pairs I'll be focusing on this morning, I'll be focusing on the GBP CHF. The GBP CHF. I've been looking at GBP pound all week, but hoping for a reversal, but that reversal did not happen. So I want to be a little bit quiet on the GBP JPY for now, but I will look at the GBP CHF on just a second. All right. So this is the GBP CHF on the daily time frame, and we can clearly see that price hits a support zone. This we have a very clear-cut support all around this region, and actually, this is not just hitting. This is a range. Price has been ranging around that support zone for like the last 5 days. Price has not broken out below this support zone in the last 5 days. So this is still a support. This is a support. This is a support. All right. So now, if price is hanging around this level, one of the likelihood is there's a possibility there could be a reversal. When price cannot break out, below a certain level, the next thing it starts looking for is a reversal. If you take it up again, you see that up here we have a resistance zone also. So we can technically say that GBP CHF is generally in a range. A range is when price is bound within a resistance and support, and it's just moving within that pattern up and down. So I would believe the next wave, technically, for the GBP is the upward wave, possibly to that level. I'm not guaranteeing it to get to that level, but I'm just showing you what technically, usually happens. All right. So if the news comes out good for the pound, then we expect some bullish movement owing to the fact that GBCHF is currently trading at a support level. Now, what of a scenario where the news now comes out bad because pound has been weak, all through the entire week, or if in less than the last 2 weeks, then pound will drop within this zone. Sorry, I believe it will drop within this zone to the tip of the zone if the news comes out bad for the pound. If it's good for the pound, we have possibility of a bigger movement. If it's bad for the pound, we have possibility of uh, a a short-term movement. Okay, Joshua Corey, I don't know where you got this from. Did you get this from our platform? If you got it from our platform, the question is when did you get this signal? If it was yesterday, I might advise maybe I'll look through it when I'm doing my analysis on gold. So let's just hold on and see if it's still valid. But sometimes when you're given a signal like that, most of the time by the next day, it's advisable you just close it. If it did not get triggered, it's advisable you close it because market volatility sometimes may just change things. So, but then I'll look at it when I'm doing my analysis on gold. I'm still looking at the fundamentals for now. All right, so like I said, if it comes out good for the pound, we have a bigger movement. If it comes out bad for the pound, we have a shorter movement in the opposite direction. But for now, I want to just follow what the technicals are saying because technically we are at a very, very critical zone where I believe there should or there could be a reversal into the bullish direction. Now, if it's going to reverse, if the news is going to come out good for the pound, what we can do is we can scale down to, let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Now, on the 4 hour time frame, I've been watching this instrument. It's giving us this kind of an inverse head and shoulder view since yesterday, meaning the instrument is trying to get ready for a reversal. Now, it's not a perfect head and inverse head and shoulder, but at least that's the closest I can attribute the pattern I'm seeing to. So if that works out fine, we may still have that outlook, that bullish outlook for this instrument. So if you're going to trade this, you may be looking at, this is 15 minutes time frame. You'll be looking at taking a trade at the breakout of price above this. Let me check, let me confirm again. Right, if price is able to break out above this resistance level, that may trigger, the bullish movement. At least we're about 14 pips away. If it's still going to be valid by the time we close the class, end the class, I'll let you know. If the news comes out good for the pound, we may look at price breaking above this resistance, this minor resistance level on 15 minutes, and target the next, one up there for about a 25 pip movement. So overall, we're looking at possibly some 39 pip movement if it can be up to that, because I really can't tell you the level of volatility this retail sales will give. Sometimes it's not really it's not like CPI or NFP like that, so it doesn't move so much, but just in case it decides to move, we can capture that. So I may just drop a pending order for us as we round up the class. I will still keep watching. It's 7:26 now. As we approach the time, I'll drop a pending order, so if it goes well, then you may take the trade. So, like I said, I'm technically bullish on the GBP CHF for now, pending any change in the market. All right, so that's it for the fundamental we are expecting. But then there are some other technical. Okay, sorry. If the news comes out good for the pound, we may be looking at buying the GBP CHF, or we also have Euro GBP that has been given some vibe for a bearish movement also. So these are the two pairs I'm looking at. Now, this is the Euro GBP on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, you can see there's a downward trend line. Price has been trending downwards on the weekly time frame, which we expect a further bearish continuation. And there's also a resistance zone. That's a confirmation of a possible breakout. Now, this particular one, if it does not break out today, I believe it will break out next week. I strongly believe that. So on the weekly time frame, we have a bearish outlook, and on the 4 hour, it's already giving us a head and shoulder pattern. So now what I can tell is whether this is the news that will give us the breakout we expect on it or not. If the volatility is strong enough, well, that bearish breakout might start. Otherwise, we may see it next week. So again, if the news comes out good for the pound, then Euro GBP, for the Euro GBP, the pound is a quote currency. So if GBP CHF is buying, Euro GBP might be selling. So if the news comes out good for the pound, then we may see a bearish breakout on the Euro GBP. So you can see that on the GBP CHF, I saw something that looks like an inverse head and shoulder. On the Euro GBP, I'm seeing something that looks like a head and shoulder. So that tells you we could have a possible bullish breakout on the GBP CHF and a bearish one on the Euro GBP. What I can guarantee is the level of volatility, but we may have some movement on these two instruments. So you may buy GBP/CHF or sell the Euro GBP, depending on the one that is your preference. All right, I'll look at some technical setup that may evolve again today, and I'll look at the AUD USD. Okay, I think this is getting more interesting. Now, for the AUD USD on the daily time frame, you can see that price is in a downtrend. That's the trend line indicating a downtrend, and we can see price has bounced off the trend line multiple times, and in the last 2 days also same thing, bounced off. So we expect a further bearish decline on the AUD USD, And if we flip down to the 4 hour, it's actually giving us a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, and possibly a drop. And we can take it up to, again to 1 hour time frame. So if this works out fine, we can take this as our neckline, all things being equal, for the head and shoulder. Okay, so this one I'll be looking at just like some 10 pips on the current price to give a sell stop pending order. And we may target uh, maybe some 10 pips also. It actually changed from what I saw earlier on, so I have to still stick within something reasonable. Now, like I said, much volatility is not really expected, in the market today. So this is not really something that may move too much, but at least can give us something decent. So I'm giving a sell stop order now on the AUD USD. AUD USD sell stop at 0.61835. Take profit at 0.61670 and stop loss at, we'll do a ratio 1 to 1 for this. Stop loss at 0.61978. All right, so that's the sell stop order for AUD USD. Entry at 0.61835. Take profit at 0.61670 and stop loss at 0.61978. All right, just about 15 pip profit, about 15 pip stop loss. Manage your risk effectively. Very, very important. Okay, so I'll also look at gold. Yeah, I said I was going to look at gold. Just a second. All right, so I'll look at gold. Then I'll confirm what this other person is asking about gold. Now gold hit a resistance level on the daily time frame. If you remember at the beginning of the week, I said it that I'm expecting gold to go and hit this resistance level. Then we can now look at an opportunity to sell from there. I said that on Monday. You may refer to the video. So gold finally hit that resistance level on the daily time frame yesterday. And on the 4 hour, it formed a rejection candle from where we expect a possible bearish movement. If you go down to the 1 hour, this is what we're seeing on the 1 hour. Now, this breakout, I would say, if I would want to go by my own uh, understanding of price action, I want to believe it may not break out outrightly, except things do change, because currently, yeah, price has broken out of the trend line, but RSI is still very strong. It's still strongly bullish. So we're not looking for a sell yet. RSI is still at 55. So I feel there could be a possibility of price going up again to retest this resistance, before we now have a final sell. It all depends on how it happens. It may go up and hit that resistance and form a double top. It's not a must, but it's a possibility. Then sell eventually. So that's what I think. So I'll be careful to give a pending order now, since it might still go up. If it's clear that it's not going to go up and to break out downwards, I will have given you a pending order. Or if it has formed the double top already, I will have given a clear cut signal on that. But from what I'm seeing, it might go up first before it breaks out. Or except also, there's also another possibility, if it breaks out downwards and RSI clearly goes below 50. Yeah, that's another condition under which we can look for an opportunity to sell. But until that happens, I want to just watch it cautiously. But if you're there, you want to trade gold, it's still possible. Just keep looking at it. Like I said, two things can happen. It may go up and drop, or if it breaks out and you can see RSI. Please, this RSI is very important. You may see it selling and RSI is still above 50. Please don't sell. Make sure your RSI clearly crosses below 50 before you place a sell trade on gold today. Okay, so that's going to be all from my end for this morning. Now, back to the question of the person that is asking about the pending order. So sell stop at 2689. Sell stop at 2689. Okay, that's still far away. I believe as at the time this was given yesterday, gold was trading around this area, 2689.66, 0.66. Wow, wow, wow. No, this is price. I believe maybe as at the time this was given, maybe price was somewhere around here. So the person expected a drop from that region. No, this, please delete that signal. Delete that signal. If you have to wait for gold to drop to this level before you enter, you will have missed a lot of opportunities. So just delete. So that's for Joshua Corey. Just and any other person, if you see how the pending order from gold for yesterday, kindly delete it. Kindly delete it. If this one, moves as expected, maybe it goes to retest, then we'll drop a new signal for gold. Possibly that may even come up in the afternoon session. So just delete that one. That gold of yesterday is invalid. Just go ahead and delete it. All right, so that'll be all from my end. So this morning I've given us my outlook on the pound ahead of the retail sales. I'm bullish, technically bullish on the pound, and I'm looking at buying the GBP CHF. And I said, if you're also a fan of Euro GBP, if you're buying GBP CHF, Euro GBP might also sell simultaneously, but I advise you take one out of the two. Then I've given a signal on AUD USD, and I've given you my outlook on gold. No signal on gold yet, but as it evolves in the course of the day, we'll know the next thing to do about it. We're bearish on it, but it's not yet time to take a sell. All right, so that'll be all from my end. I'll take a few questions as we try to round up. Noel is asking about GBP JPY. Now, it's possible GBP JPY might sell, sorry, might buy. If it does not buy by this GBP news in the morning, it may likely buy towards the evening. End of week, volatility might make it go up, but I will want you to trade that instrument with a lot of caution, because like I always say, it is very volatile. You see, the way gold is as a commodity, as volatile as it is as a commodity, that's exactly GBP is a gold of currencies, so trade it with a lot of caution. Now, this is my technical outlook for it. You can see price has been trending upwards. We have an uptrend and price is touching that trend line the third time. That's a possibility for a bullish movement. And secondly is that we have a support zone, but price has not dropped to that support zone yet. Now, it's not a must that price drops to that support zone. It's not a must. It can bounce off from this trend line, but it's also possible price may want to close up this gap before going up. So if the news this morning comes out bad for the pound, yeah, let me explain that now, because we're looking at the technical side. If it comes out, we don't control the market, it may come either ways. We're only guiding you by what we know from technicals. But peradventure the news comes out bad for the pound, what's going to happen is that pound will close up, GPJPY will close up this gap, this support gap. Then we will see the bullish movement. I don't want to use the word massive. It may be, it may not be, but it's going to move up if it can close up that gap. That's all it needs for GBJPY to go up, except the news is volatile and it can take off from the current price level, except that. All right, so I think that's should be clear to Noel that's asking about GBJPY. Paul Obas is asking about USDCHF. USDCHF. Like I said, dollar might be unstable today because of the major events coming up on Monday. Monday is going to be a big day. Please, on that Monday, if you have running trades, please make sure you have a stop loss in place. Volatility is expected across all financial instruments, currencies, stocks, indices, cryptos. In fact, cryptos will have the biggest volatility. Bitcoin, Ripple, many other of those financial assets, because Donald Trump is a pro crypto president. And if you have the POTUS, that's the president of the United States supporting cryptos, I tell you that it makes the rate of adoption globally faster. All right. So USDCHF. USDCHF, you can see the trend line on the daily time frame. It had a rejection candle some days back. You have a rejection candle, if I doji. So that can give us some bullish movement on the USDCHF. But like I said, it's just an analysis. I'm not too sure of much volatility. I'm not sure of much volatility, but then we'll analyze what we can see. So if there's volatility connected, then maybe looking at a breakout from the current price level, price may break out upwards. And that's why we're having a bearish outlook on the AED USD, which I've given a signal. So I hope you've copied the signal on the AED USD. If the dollar goes bullish, AED USD will drop because that one has a more clarity. You can see a head and shoulder pattern which may drop price. But then I have a slightly bullish outlook on the dollar here on the USD CHF. RSI is already above 50. It's at 56. So if a new candle breaks out above the current level, that may trigger some bullish movement. Though you need to also, in real sense, I think it's just like this. Price is testing that trend line. It's not yet a buy, please. It's not yet 8 o'clock. It's the next 1 hour candle. You can know that. So don't say, oh, it has broken now. No, you need to wait for the current candle to close. It may close below the trend line, so or above it. Just wait and see. And don't forget also that there is a resistance up here. So for you to even look at a buy, you might need to wait for a clear break above that resistance, because if price hit that resistance and there's no sufficient volatility to push it, it will drop. So if you are taking a buy on USDCH and wait for price to clearly break above that resistance, and that means you have to wait for some 7 pips, 7 to 9 pips before price breaks that resistance for you to trigger a buy on USDCHF. Paul Obasi, should I close sell order? Sell order for what? Is it for the? Are you the one that was asking about gold? Okay, let me know the sell order you're talking about. That's Paul Obasi. Let me know. USDCHF. Do you have a sell order before? Obviously not from me. Maybe from some other place. Sell order. Well, I don't know how you came about the sell order, so I don't want to be a judge, but I'm just giving you what I'm seeing on the charts. All right, so I think that will be all from my end this morning. Like I said, I'll give you a pending order for the GBPCHF while we are with the news. The news is going to come out by 8 o'clock, so you can just set the order. Let's see. Okay, it's like the pound is trying to push its way up. I might have to push a little up also. so that it doesn't get to hit the entry before the time. We still have 43 minutes left, and we have less than 5 minutes to end this call. Okay, let me just put it up here so that everything can be safe. Let's see how many pips. 18 pips. That's a bit far away. And that's why people always ask, drop a signal, drop a signal. When it comes to news, it's not that easy. Most of the time, you can only drop like 5 minutes before the news because markets can just be moving and it may trigger what is not expected to trigger. That's why we're always cautious giving signals ahead of a news. The best of it is like 5 minutes before the news. Okay, I think this is still okay. So, all right, that's about 20 pips up there. So let me give you one for GBP CJ. Now, if the news comes out, bad for the pound, please close it immediately. GBP CHF buy stop at 1.11528. Take profit at 1.11738, and the stop loss will just be around this support zone here. Yeah, just a ratio 1-to-1 again. Stop loss at 1.11331. Sorry, I'm trying to make some adjustments. Okay. Entry at 1.11523, just slight adjustment. Take profit at 1.11729, and stop loss at 1.11290. All right, so I think that should work for now. All right, so that's it. So I've dropped two signals for us, AED USD and GBP-CHF. AED USD is purely technical setup, and the GBP-CHF is for the news by 8 o'clock. Please trade with a lot of caution and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye. If you're on the platform, you are yet to have an account with PU Prime, you can just go to our website, www.puprime.com, to open a live trading account. And like I've been announcing since Monday, if all this still looks, a bit technical to you, you're not finding it easy to cope, and you want a system that can trade for you while you just, have all the time to do your business and enjoy your time, then you can also explore our copy trading option. Copy trading means that your account is connected to the account of a professional, and every trade that the person takes on his own account, is also reflected on your own account. Now, I can recommend a copy trading system that has been proven to work on our platform. If you're interested, just reach out to me on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp with which I dropped the link for this class, you can get across to me, and I can give you my advice on the best copy trading system, that you can get connected to make profits in the market. All right, take care and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye. You're welcome, Madam Munaji.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day, sir.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.